Okay, you guys, we are back with another video. Now, as you guys can tell, still under the weather. My voice is not quite back, but I'm getting there little by little. Now, in this video, we want to talk about Megan Thee Stallion throwing shades at Bia. Yes, guys, you heard that correctly. Now, in case you're new, it was, I think, sometime last year that not Megan Thee Stallion, Bia and Cardi B had a little feud on the internet. Bia did her diss track, Cardi B did her diss track responding. Everyone said Cardi B won. Okay? Now, fast forward to the present moment. Stefon Diggs, his team, they qualified for the Super Bowl, but Stefon Diggs played horribly, and as such, it was a big conversation, not only because he played horribly, but because of the baby mama drama. Like Cardi B and him, they didn't talk because Kiki was there with her baby Snoop, and because Pre was there and all of that jazz. So Stefon Diggs and Cardi B, they had a falling out. Now, after Stefon Diggs and Cardi B had their falling out and they unfollowed each other on Instagram, everyone and their mamas were talking about it. Sorry. Bia decided that she was going to do the same by chiming into the court of public opinion discussion, because the court of public opinion was in session, and Bia decided that she wanted to be a part of it because everyone was talking about how horrible Stefon Diggs played at the Super Bowl. So Bia made a comment saying that the guy has more baby mamas than yards, but it was something in reference to sports. Like, she's saying that, if only he could have that amount of yards like he has with his baby mamas, right? Something to that effect. So Bia made her comment. Bia never mentioned Cardi B. She never said anything about Cardi B. She stuck to the script, and she spoke about Stefon Diggs and how Stefon Diggs played at the Super Bowl, which she is entitled to her opinion because it's something that is in the public domain, and everyone was talking about it, saying that that's the worst that they've ever seen Diggs played. I even did a video talking about it, and I said, for some reason, it's like the star athletes, they will play good through the season, but the moment when they hit the Super Bowl, they play horribly. And I use Mahomes as an example for Super Bowl 2025, when Mahomes was just tripping on the field. He was just falling. And there was a clip of a woman in the crowd. She had a voodoo doll of Mahomes, and she was just sticking it repeatedly. So the internet believed that, it had to be that. It had to be that led to Mahomes playing so terribly at the Super Bowl, because normally he is an immaculate athlete. So I said, I gave that comparison to say Stefon Diggs is not the first superstar athlete to underperform at the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, it is even more common than how it is uncommon, because for the Super Bowl, they are under a lot more pressure. Now, moving on to the present moment. So Cardi B is on tour. Megan Thee Stallion joined her. I don't know what happened to Megan Thee Stallion mic, but you know that when Megan Thee Stallion is on stage, it's a vibe. Megan Thee Stallion, when Megan is on stage, it's a vibe. You cannot be dull. It's not subpar. Megan Thee Stallion She gives vibe when she's on stage. She gives that sass. She gives that attitude. She's dancing and she's, showing her strength. So when she showed up at Cardi B's tour on stage, there was a problem with her microphone. You could not hear what Megan was saying, but she still did her thing, right? And I consider her to be a good sport because how is it that you invite someone to your show and your microphone, wasn't, it was in and out, in and out, in and out for Megan the Stallion. But Megan was a good sport and she still did her thing. She still gave the hype and the fans love it. But fast forward to today. Megan the Stallion. She was doing a live video on Instagram and she was playing Cardi B's diss track to Bia. And there's a portion of the song wherein when Cardi B mentioned Bia's name, Megan the Stallion laughed out loud. I'm going to play that clip for you guys, and then we'll get back with the rest of our commentary.
Why would she say that?
There you guys have it. Megan the Stallion laughing out loud when Cardi B mentioned Bia's name. And when I saw the clip, I said to myself, I get the joke. I do. I get the joke. And it is funny. It is. But if I was Megan the Stallion, I would not do that on a social media live video. And let me explain why. Megan the Stallion is very sensitive. You guys know that she took Milagro Grams to court for defamation, cyberbullying, and all of that jazz. When Megan the Stallion took Milagro to court, she said Milagro was out here acting like a journalist and she's not. But the court said, honey, you can't tell this woman she's not a journalist. She's media. She's in the media. And that's what she does for her career. And that's what I told you guys. Even before the judge ruled that out, I said, you did not have to go to school to become a journalist. It is something you can develop. It's a craft. You practice it. You continue in the field and you can be classified as such. So even though Megan won the lawsuit, the judge took off a portion of the money because Milagro came on the media. So that was a slap in the face to Megan the Stallion, right? But after Megan won the case, she got Milagro Grams' pages taken down. I want you guys to stick with me for a minute, okay? You guys are going to get my point. She had Milagro pages taken down. She won the case. Milagro is supposed to pay her. Now, Milagro was on Twitter. There was some stuff going on Twitter. And I think it was about Nicki, Cardi B. And I think there was some side shade to Megan the Stallion. And Milagro made a comment. The comment that Milagro made, I don't remember, honestly, her specific comment, but it wasn't anything directed nor geared towards Megan the Stallion, right? But then Megan the Stallion basically went back to her legal team and basically said that she wanted to take additional legal actions against Milagro because Milagro was still talking on Twitter, right? So I'm saying to myself, if you're so sensitive, if you're so fragile, if you don't like people talking about you, if you don't like people laughing at you, Why would you be on the internet doing that to someone that you don't like? So, Megan Thee Stallion is being shady, but if Bia should do this in return to Megan Thee Stallion, she's gonna go run crying to Jay-Z and Rock Nation and say, I wanna sue her. I never did anything wrong. And I hope Bia claps back at Megan Thee Stallion because some people are not paying attention. You see, gone are the days when you could have bullied people and get away with it. That era is over. There's no weak fence. We aren't in the weak fence era anymore. Everyone is standing up and everyone is defending themselves and everyone is fighting back. Who is not bad? They're mad. And Megan Thee Stallion, she is entitled to be friends with whoever she wants to be friends with, but you can't be a sensitive bitch throwing shades on the internet. Because if Bia should clap back at Megan Thee Stallion, Megan Thee Stallion is gonna go crying and run into Jay-Z and Rock Nation like a puppy dog. And I hope Bia claps back at her ass. I hope Bia keeps her foot in Megan Thee Stallion's neck. I don't care. Even if Megan Thee Stallion was my friend, I would let her know you're sensitive and you shouldn't have done that on the internet, because if Bia should have done that to you, you would have a problem with it. Okay? So, as the Jamaican saying goes, when you live in a glass house, never throw stones. If you know you're a sensitive bitch, don't be shady. Because if Bia should come back at her, she's gonna say she never said anything. She don't see the big deal. She's gonna say she don't see why. She's gonna say there's no reason for Bia to act like that, because she doesn't consider other people's feelings outside of herself. Very selfish, very self-centered. But I've seen Bia clapping back at Cardi B, and I hope Bia claps back at Megan Thee Stallion. Gone are the days when bullies do things to people and get away with it. As I've said again, I get it. It was funny. But Megan needs to leave that to other people, because no one could have done that to Megan Thee Stallion and get away with it. She would be crashing out on the internet and she would be running and crying to Jay-Z and Rock Nation like a puppy dog. And I want Bia to clap back at her. Bia should clap back at Megan Thee Stallion, and I'm waiting to see if Bia is going to, because Megan should not be laughing at anyone on the internet. She's too sensitive for that. She's extremely sensitive. And if you can't take blows, you shouldn't be throwing blows at people. Megan Thee Stallion needs to be careful, because already the situation with Tory Lanez has caused a dent in her career, image, and reputation. It doesn't matter what the court document or file says, you cannot challenge the court of public opinion. And when someone is holding on to their opinion, you cannot fight against them for having their own personal opinion. So she needs to be very careful. But I cannot wait. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled to see when Bia claps back and how she's going to react. But I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that Megan Thee Stallion should have done that? Leave your comment below. Let me know what you guys think, and we're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.